Hey, Jerry here, Execute Fitness, the second chance roundtable, and today we're going to be talking about beliefs. And thank you so much, first and foremost, for everybody to show up. Today is going to be recorded and posted regardless because I feel like this message is something that needs to really to go through everybody. And of course, from next one, as we said, to the girls that show up. For the people that show up, there is still going to be a roundtable. For the one that just, want us usually to see it after, I might post it, I might not post it, obviously depending on whatever, work you do, because I feel like it's respectful towards everybody to, if you can, if you told me that you cannot show up, that's totally fine. Otherwise, obviously we want to do our best effort for everybody to show up. So I'm going to mute you all. And I'm going to also, obviously, try to make it a little bit entertaining. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about beliefs. What the marketplace really tells you, and what obviously sometimes is in your belief, and what is actually happening. So we're going to try to make it entertaining a little bit. So I always start off most of the program, in general, asking a little question. And it's like, really, who are you, right? I mean, who are you? And this comes from, this phrase, this quote comes from the movie that maybe possibly all of you saw, Fight Club, right? You're not your clothes, you're not the bank account you have, you're only the action you do, right? And basically today we can actually say that this is actually true. Who you are perceived from, from people in general, and like the action you do and the action you feel like you want to do is the space of the perception other people have from you. So basically, what you're going to say you do and what you're thinking that you're going to actually do is what's going to make a difference from you, obviously, to get results or no results. Not only, not today, and in general. So basically, I always have this thing question, like I always have this thing asked to me a lot, and always is the same answer that I have to give. I always get asked, am I really what I'm eating? Like what diet works, what diet doesn't work? Am I really what I'm eating? And the answer I always give to people is the following. You are exactly what you see in the mirror, but not because what you eat. You are that thing that you see in the mirror for the choices that you make in the past 2 years of your life. And this is a real truth. The choices you make in the past 2 years of your life, no matter what, if it was forced, no matter what, if it was from stress, no matter what, if it was that you didn't get the right information, is going to bring you the results you have in the mirror today. Conscious or non-conscious, that's exactly what it is. That's why step number one, and this is why, the program exists, and this is not because I wanted to sell something to somebody. It's because I feel like if I do something right, and I leave this earth, in 1,000 years, we're all going to be dead anyway. So if I leave this earth giving a message that is good and helping people, I feel like I did something good. So, the message that I want to get out there is the message that obviously is the opposite of all the messaging in fitness that we have today, that everything is quick. Everything is quick. So if you mess up your life and your look in the past 2 years, how would everybody expect to fix things in 6 weeks or in 12 weeks or in 3-4 months, right? Realistically speaking, we can't. So, belief number one, like you want to be understanding that it's really, things are going to change on a long term, right? And now we're going to really dive into the belief. So now we're going to really dive into how and why you should not concentrate too much on the strategy. You should really concentrate on really doing the strategy for consistency and time without expecting results. And I'm going to tackle every belief. So basically, starting off, and obviously I did my little blocks here because we have so many things to talk about. Obviously, we're talking about diet. I mean, which diet works best? We get that asked all the time. And why we think that diets works best. The diet that will work best for everybody is the diet that, number one, has an energy balance toward what you want. Number two, that you can actually be able to understand the macros and do it. Any diet can work. Any diet will work. Any diet that is out there that is being marketed to you, it will work if you can do it. So in other words, you must find something that you can actually put into your life. Doesn't matter if you don't have time. Strategy number one is for you to do some kind of a meal prepping thing. It doesn't matter exactly. This is strategy number one, because if you don't get that right, you're not going to even be able to count calories. You're not going to be able to do that. If you have to lose weight, obviously you want to be able to count calories on the negative side, and you want to have a perception. If counting calories is a stress for you, don't count calories. You find another ways to do it. That's why we have so many information in the program, not to confuse you, but to make it accessible for everybody. Would I give a PDF to follow like most of the trainers do or in the market today is done? Half of you wouldn't get results, because there is always going to be somebody not only that doesn't like something, but also they cannot do it for the lifestyle they have, right? So obviously, which is the diet that works when you're going to be able to actually understand that, calorie come first and macro second, and that's it. If you do that for a long period of time with continuity, it's going to bring results. And that's exactly, the most important thing. Exercise, and this is we're gonna dive direct into some question we had from Susan. She's gonna see the replay today about home workout. We were talking about before about another person about kettlebells, which equipment works best, which exercise works best. The exercise, I feel like at least 80% of the women, specifically women, because this reflects very well on women, don't get results for the marketing today, because basically they say that in order for you to get results, you need to do something that you like, only that you like. If you do Zumba, if you do polypump, unfortunately, those things are good if you want to do it as an activity. But when you just do that, and the marketing is telling you that as long as you move, you're going to get results, this is what it comes wrong to it. So it doesn't really matter if you can make a space for yourself in your house, if you don't want to do kettlebells, if you want to do any other exercise. Two things it will work. Like something that is taking your breath away. So it can be HIIT, it can be running if you're not used to run. If you're a runner, running is not going to be good. It has to be HIIT or something else. It has to be something you're not used to. This way, your mitochondria, your cell, at the cellular level, you're going to become like a Ferrari. If you're now a Fiat, you're going to become a Ferrari, more performing, right? This is number one. The second one is going to be lean body mass. You need to push weight around. That's why if you are at home, you're going to do a squat. You can literally do a squat repetition, 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. That's 5 seconds down and 5 seconds up. You have to make it slower if you don't have weight. If you have weights, you had the weight. If you have a gym, that's test well. That's why I always ask if you should have a gym, if you cannot have a gym. You don't get results in the gym, not because the gym doesn't work, is because you don't do the work or you're not doing right. Because realistically, the gym, it can be the best investment any of you can do if you don't still have a gym. But of course, time comes in. So if you don't have time and you prefer to do it at the house, that's another way. So you're not going to become like a bodybuilder. The people is scared, specifically women, to become bigger when they do weights. You don't have the hormonal. While women and men on the neural level, as far as the neurological system is the same thing, as the hormone profile as far as testosterone, it doesn't allow you to bulk up too much. If you're bulking up, if you're getting more volume, it's because you're retaining water, and that's due to stress. So don't be scared from the weight and the right type of cardio. If you want to do Zumba with that, totally fine. Do it in your free time. That's not what's going to make quote unquote the level. So that's number one. That's I want to say that was the number one that it was important for me to understand, to show you that you to understand. The second one, and this is amazing how many people think that they come at me. I have an hormonal problem. I have this. My genetics here. Like again, you are what you did in the past 2 years of your life. 2% of the people, and this is statistics, don't take my word for it, go and look at it. 2% of the people in the world they actually have a real allergy problem, a real genetic problem, a real metabolic something. Like 2% of the world is a lot of people, but 2% of the people in the program is not a lot of people. Like so, in other words, if you have an insulin retention, if you heard that protein causes cancer, there is research to prove it, and I did post a few things. And 80% of the problem in the disease today in the world for the metabolic dyslipidemia and everything else is caused by overweight. It's caused by obesity, and it's called, if anything, an external factor is smoke. This is basically what it is. So if the belief, saying that my metabolism wouldn't work, I would ask you, I would actually rephrase and I would ask you, are you doing everything else, that you already, that we can do to tell me, yes, my metabolism, my genetics. If you did everything for 6-12 weeks with me and I can actually see you're still not losing an inch, or you're still not losing a centimeter, you're still not losing half a kilo, yes, maybe we can, you can spend some time and do some genetic testing, you can spend and do some intolerance testing. Otherwise, I would highly not suggest, because you would waste your money. Because realistically, again, marketing is telling you something that you have a problem, and 90% of the thing problem is done because you are doing well in the week. You eat less in the week, and in the weekend you take back 5,000 calories when you only spend 3,000, when you only consume 3,000, and that's why you're not losing weight, not because you have a metabolic problem. So this is belief number 2 that I wanted to throw in there. Obviously, the big one. I mean, this is huge, and this is what we're gonna say before we find out the fixes for this. But obviously, the mindset itself, and this is again, I don't feel like there is anything in marketing to this, but the mindset is huge. I mean, do we get you here for most of the time? I do have obviously people in VIP, but are you here in a short-term thing? Yes, but is that enough for most of the people? No. Unfortunately, the marketing keeps telling you that everything is going to be quick and everything is going to be fun. So realistically, it has to be 50-50. Fun, yes, fun as well, but mostly, it's definitely not going to be quick. For the most people, why they getting results in this program, and this is huge, because we have about 90%. I want to say this 85% showing results in this program. It's huge. Why? Because we keep your motivation high by the group. You're actually doing the work. You're motivating each other off. This is why I'm so proud of this group, because like you are the one alimenting motivation. Because would you not have the motivation, probably the statistics show that after 3 weeks, people tend to drop off from most of the exercise they do, right? So motivation is number 1. Secondly, obviously, there is always somebody, like me, it can be me, it's going to be other coaches in the future behind, correcting things from you, adjusting things from you, and everything. And of course, it's the right, the word that you need to put in. But most of the people, they always come with this mentality that, they don't have the right mindset. They don't have time. They feel like that even though there is 24 hours for all of us, people don't have time. Even though, some people, a very few, there are a few lazy, and you don't live by the code. The code, these rules are there for one reason. For example, the number 1, be resourceful. Why 10 minutes of video is too much? Some people are always like, they sign up no matter what in their VIP or not. The first week is gonna be, look at the videos, tell me if you have problem, implement. Some people, this is too confusing, or this is too long, the video. It's like, do you want to change or not? Because now we can do everything online. It used to be that years ago, you had to do with a personal trainer for a month, pay off, maybe if you're lucky, 100 an hour, and then maybe get results, right? And maybe even not even get results. So how is it become that we became in general more lazy, not to implement things? And realistically speaking, if you don't shift the mindset, everybody can have a short-term results. After 3 weeks, everybody lose weight because we're putting you on a deficit, but only the one that they have the mind to continue realistically in life and understand that it's going to be something that you have to implement forever. Like you're going to have to implement, not be in a calorie deficit forever, but finding a point A to point B. You get to the point B, you want to keep to point B. You're going to keep those 15% body fat that you want. You're going to keep that. We're going to reverse, done in a good way, we would reverse engineer how to get you to eat from 1,500 to 3,000 or 2,500 calories if you want, keeping the same way. So that, but there is something that you must have. I must understand that obviously is time. Time is number 1. If you have time, if you think that everything is easy, that's what the marketing is telling you. Unfortunately, it's not your fault, but unfortunately, this is the biggest one of them. So obviously, we touch mainly on this, and in the end, I'm going to open up. Hopefully, there is some more time. We should. Just to tell a little bit more, if you have something I didn't touch on as far as belief goes, or if you have real big problems, what the key is to fix it is very simple. Like I said before, continuity. There is not, again, there is no information there to confuse you. there is something set of rules to keep by, because it's going to make you succeed no matter what. Because it's like saying, let's pretend the rule was never to eat in McDonald's. But you never eat in McDonald's, it puts you in a position that it's going to be harder for you to get fast food, right? So rules are there for that reason. So obviously, we need to find a strategy that works. Strategy that works is king. That's why we have 10 different strategies for nutrition, because I want at least find everybody. If all of you were different, let's say that all of you were busy women, one traveling, the other one mom, the other one she worked 100%. Even there was two moms, I would give a same strategy to all of them, it wouldn't work. So that's why things are there in a specific reason. Obviously, like I said before, correct, apply and correct. So it's going to be apply, and this is the last one of the last thing. Apply for long enough. So if you apply, let's say you choose at some point with me intermittent fasting, and I tell you, yes, you can, based on your lifestyle, we can do that. We analyze your week. You don't like to do breakfast. We're simply gonna take off breakfast. We're gonna see what stress level. We know the intermittent fasting with women really tackle the hormones, so you're gonna feel stressed. Let's say you can manage somehow. You have to manage it for 2 weeks. You have to see if that works. Because if you have, what another thing that people don't have never results for is because they go from one strategy to the other one, like that, in a time frame of 7 days. You try 2 days, no, you can do it. No, so now let's try carb loading. No, let's try carb. Let's now cycle the carb, because carb cycling is better. Now we can hit, and you try 10 different things in 10 days. I mean, how would you expect to work? Like a strategy to work has to at least be there for 2-3 weeks. Then you can see data. And that's what the 6 weeks is about. Without you by not even know it, it's about getting data. You see results, yes, but with the data that you want, because you're telling me now, somebody's telling me, yes, I can hold up low carb, I can do it. So when you go later in the life, we will tell you, yes, low carb is good for you. Which one you want to do? There is several types of low carb. I mean, and then you can really be commercial after. You can say, okay, Atkins diet is better. Is metabolic the right one? Is partially low carb? Is keto diet maybe is good for then you can actually use those things. But before that, you cannot try 10 different diets in 10 days. That wouldn't work. So that I would say, and and that was pretty much as far as beliefs that I could see in the last 20 years of my career. Most of the problems that people don't have results. And again, this is not for any of you. And again, everybody in the program is getting decent results or great results. So that's obviously not for anybody. But realistically, we have to talk about the people that are out there, that are in the marketplace, that's still very, very confused. Like maybe you were in the beginning and saying, okay, is this right? Is this wrong for me? So we do have some, I'm going to let this go until possible. It took necessarily less, but I really wanted to pass the message, because if you apply, and again, it's not, if you listen to the replay, that's what's going to be a replay. If you don't just hear today, if you listen to the replay, if you listen again, if you comment, if you apply this thing that you're actually learning, 80%, not 100, 80%, you're going to see results. You're going to get to the fat percentage you want. And this is bottom line. You're going to get there, because it's really all the information that you need to know, it's in here. And which is basically saying the basics. It's like, in US, I live as well in US as in Ticino right now. In US, there is for many athletes, this is like a quote or something like a idiom. They say, always remember what brought you to the dance. In other words, if you are confused, go back to basics, right? How did you lose weight the first time? What it worked? Go on logic and do the same thing again and again and again and again. What tricks people is instant gratification. That's in life. That's not in fitness. That's in life. I mean, we used to want to have something. It takes time. Now everything has to happen in 2 weeks. And that's why people don't. Unfortunately, that's why they don't get results. So I'm gonna go ahead really quickly. If anybody, I would raise my hand if you have something that I haven't touched, because it's gonna be much quicker. Some people are already in the program for so long, so obviously I will just based on the time. First, who has a real question that wanna ask? Because this way I'm gonna direct them first. Nobody has a question. Come on, can be like, am I such a good presenter? Nobody has a question. or you don't want to, or either because you don't know what the question, or you don't want to. Okay, that's fine. Ula, let's go around very briefly with everybody then, and like specifically tell me if you have problem, or if not, if you have a belief in the past that was, in your life, or you maybe have a belief before this call, or something that I touched, and we're gonna try to do at least 1-2 minutes each. If it comes up that I have 10 minutes, I'm gonna let you know. Ula, you come first, and if anything else, just present yourself.
Okay, so my name is Ula, and I'm basically very excited to be here because I really think this is a wonderful program. I think I've tried many times in the past to lose weight, and I fully agree with what you say, Jerry, that all the time I was failing because I wanted instant results, and I would get really discouraged when I wasn't losing weight fast enough. I wasn't getting the right information, so I wasn't applying. I wasn't counting calories. I didn't know. I think my biggest problem was that I couldn't get rid of my cravings for sweets, because that was my main issue, that I had a sweet tooth. And so every time I would try a new diet, I would, let's say 3 days into the diet, totally cave and have sweets, and I would consider that was the end. Rather than trying again, I would get discouraged, and then I would not try anymore for a while until again I tried to lose weight with a different diet. So yeah, I'm just generally here to lose a few kilograms. I'm not fat, I'm not obese, but my percentage of body fat is too high. I'm 34.4%, which is somehow huge. And I just want to get down below 30% and lose a few kilograms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I think already, you just started. That's what I'm really excited about. And I really saw, you told me in the beginning, you have possibly an average higher knowledge on nutrition. I saw it because I saw it from the post and everything. That's good. Let's try, like what I told you in the first few days. When you see that you react well, we're gonna do instant adjustments and making you, because I know that still, what is in the term of possibility, whatever is possible in a term of fast, I want you to have it. Meaning, like, if you want to lose weight fast and it's possible, I have no problem. I don't want you to use an extra week for it. It's just that I really want to go. I took this approach a little bit slower with you because I don't want you to peak too high. Yes, because if you do that, then you might fall into the trap, like binge cheating or maybe what you were doing before. So that's I'm really excited with you, because I remember that what I saw already in a few posts. That we'll move forward. Thank you, Jane. Welcome, and we don't see you too much, but I'm really excited what I saw. Like, I already saw that you're already lost and you were really excited about. So like, if anything else, let me know if you have any problem or any question that you want answered in this point from me, because we're probably just gonna go Q&A from now on, just to make sure that you all get some value just for coming here. We cannot hear you though. At least I can't. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, we cannot hear you. No, I don't think so. Let's try to work on the mic and see if we can have you back later on. Or if not, you're just gonna type below on the replay from this, or you're gonna type privately to me, and you're gonna let me know what you need. Okay? Perfect. Lorna, you're doing very well too. Like I saw, the one that's showing up is the one that's doing amazing already.
Hi. Yeah. No. So really, I'm really motivated, loving being part of the group. Like you said, I was one of the people that there was so much information, and I was jumping all over the place, and yeah, no results. So I'm just started week 5, so I've lost 3 kilos.
Oh.
What I'm following the healthy eating plan, so sort of balance. Mm-hmm. But what I'm noticing, I'm still struggling to get the shape around my middle, and to lose the inches around my waist. So that's still my problem area. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the exercise or if it's the meal plan. So I'll send it to you tonight, Jerry.
Yeah.
I've actually written out what I've eaten today with the protein, carbs, fats, and the calories. So I'll send you a summary tonight. I don't know if I'm eating it round the wrong way or if it's maybe the wrong meal plan for me.
It's very simple. Like I said, we're collecting data. So meaning like we understood that you lost 3 kilos with a healthy meal plan. By tweaking your macro is going to give you a difference already. Now, fat is going to go down. Body composition speaking is going to go down as a whole. Spot reduction, specifically in natural people, specifically in people that don't take drug enhancement, it doesn't exist. So if your beta receptor of your adipocytes, of your fat body cells are locked into your belly, there is no way to make this happen faster or only there. So we do need to do some things, but being a specific thing that you have to eat, no, it doesn't exist. It's still going to be a calorie reduction. It's still going to be an implement of extra exercise, if anything else. We're going to study that. That's why on week number 5, usually on 6, we have another VIP or strategy call to make understand everything that what we got. And remember, 3 kilograms you put down in 5 weeks. Like if you go back in life, how many times you can say you did that? So like you did something positive. Don't fall into the trap of one at it too quickly. It's going to happen. Just realistically putting it to you, we cannot make this happen, faster than we can. Otherwise, I would be kind of like, hypocrite based on everything I said. And I would actually say it if it was, but it isn't. Like there is, unfortunately, managing the fat in anybody, it's really only you can do, with liposuction. That's the only thing you can touch fat. Otherwise, you're touching fat as a consequence. Always, you're building more muscle, you're burning more calories, you're reducing calories. So basically, you will focus on the muscle all the time. So, are we gonna see it, faster? Can we see the abdominals with you in life in the future? Yes, it's gonna take long. It's not gonna something that you don't get done in 6 weeks. But then can you make it happen? And are we gonna be able to give you the recipe for that? Yeah, we can do that. So it's just we're gonna touch that on with you directly. We have 8 minutes, so we're just gonna jump to a few more people. Joyce, and I wanted you to let me unmute you. Yeah, I don't know why you're muted yourself. I think that you have to unmute yourself. You are not. Can you hear me? Yeah, we cannot hear you though. And I'm muting you. I don't know what's going on with some of the microphones in the call. Okay. Anyway, Joyce, just type below, like after. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you. So, well, let's be in touch direct. Just type below of this when you want to see it on the group. If you have the question, I'll answer to you on either I call you or I give you a voice call. Okay. So let's see here, Ellen. Yeah.
It's now working.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead, Joyce. I know that you're a little bit. I remember that you came to me with a specific request. You were talking about, if I'm not mistaken, menopause. So, like, are you? This one can be interesting actually for everybody. But do you have any specific questions or something that you want to touch on?
Now, the thing is, it's for me, it was also in the beginning very difficult because the macros and I still a little bit don't understand that. You told me that I needed to eat like 1,500 calories a day. I tried it in the beginning, but I got a little bit hungry, so I did a little snack every time. So I do it now 5 times a day, and it works very, very well. I started the gym on Monday. I already lost because I did the first 2 weeks a lot of diet, and I walked, but I also went away. But still, I was a lot of walking, and I lost 2.5 kilos. So, yeah.
You see, this is a takeaway message for who's going to see this call and for everybody. Does menopause mean that you cannot have results? Right? There's so many other things you can do in addition to that, right?
Exactly.
Then, of course, is there any other food that me and you, which includes soy, which include those things that, you know, they put estrogen. They are marketed to make better on estrogen, but it's not true. Could we fix that and make it better for menopause? Yes, of course. But is there other thing that we can do for you to get results in meanwhile? Yes. And I'm glad you understood, because like if you just walk and you do some dieting and you get results, that's crystal clear. You know, it will always get more difficult in the future, but that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
Is it also maybe very important that I take extra vitamins?
Yes. And again, we will touch that, because this is something specifically different. I rather touch it with you, because obviously, I want to keep this space specifically for if any other people ask us questions. But with me, tonight, type me the question specifically towards supplements that you want to be and what it is, and I'll definitely, send you everything. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway. Ellen, we're gonna run through because we have about 4.5 minutes. So, just let me know first, like, you're starting. I'm really excited for that. Let me know if you have any additional question or anything maybe you now might be confusing a bit. This way I can probably answer to more people than once.
Okay. Now or?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say all the videos and all the information is fabulous, and I'm really, really, really pleased to have started. I'm really impressed. A belief I kind of came to this with was that I always struggle to exercise, train, and diet, and I think that's going to be the key for me, is to start to try to do them both together properly and see how that goes along the way. So. But I'm only a couple of days.
I'm going to answer that and saying, this is actually the key. And, unfortunately, nowadays, specifically, on the other sex, and this is us, men, most people go in the gym for socializing and see girls instead of working out. It's like Oscar Wilde, this is something actually that just say, I would do everything for my body composition except dieting and exercising. So basically, that's, if you think that's the answer to actually what you wanted to hear. Good, thank you for sharing. We're just gonna run through. We have a few more people. Courtney, welcome aboard, and again, thank you for the trust, and I see that you're already doing well here. Again, let me see. You have to unmute yourself. Everybody, if you want to talk, you have to unmute yourself. You have to go on top right, and there is where it says mute and unmute. I unmuted you, but like you still have to unmute yourself. Yeah, there you are. Yeah. How come can I not? Hello? Still, we cannot hear you.
Without the headphones?
Yeah, you're there now. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, now I have to turn my volume up. So I also finished all the videos and I really enjoyed all of them. I think for me, I've always been quite athletic. It's just finding the time with work. And then the other thing I've found as I get older is I have a really slow recovery. Mm-hmm. So even 3 days later, my muscles are sore.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great one, and this is. See, I wanted something different, something like that. This is something that everybody has to actually benefit from. Recovery is one of the big beliefs. I mean, that you don't need enough recovery, and that's why you tend to do too much and too quick. And you tend not to understand that by you doing more, or maybe working out more than 5 times a week, most of the time you will not produce results, because simply it's gonna give people too much water retention. So as far as I will try to make a video on recovery and stress again in the future. This is something I want, but specifically a good rule of thumbs is when your muscle doesn't burn anymore, you're ready to go. If your muscle burn and you really need, you can go up to 24 to 72 hours of rest, active rest, really. So like if you feel like it, do that. Okay. Good. So, girls, I'm really, really sorry that he has to finish, but he says less than a minute. So, would of you that I didn't touch, don't feel like we didn't want to leave you out or anything. Talk to me directly, as you know, or type below what you really want to learn or what you really have problem with. I'm gonna give you either a voice message or something like that. So, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you showing up, and that's why it was not enough time. But specifically, thank you for showing up because you're getting results for that. Okay, so thank you again, and bye everyone, and we'll see this in the replay, and you can watch it and watch it again. Thank you. Bye bye.